Hello happy souls, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Souls 1111. Got the Scorpio reading for you today. So I've just done the other two water signs. Do go and check them out. I've seen a lot of syncs so far, so I'm intrigued to see what comes up here for Scorpio. There's been tremendous syncs in both Cancer and Pisces. So if you've got a lot of water in your chart, we'll see what comes here, but it might be worth cross-watching. Okay, so we're going to look at the connecting energies between you and your counterpart. Feminine on the left, masculine on the right. Let's see what's going down. And we're looking at what energies are the individuals in and how does that connect, how they're thinking and feeling about one another, and how does that connect. What do they need to do to move forward for their own highest good and for the good of the connection? So for the feminine, we've got dating. For the masculine, we've got boundaries. Connecting energy is love. That's really beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to use the Starchild for the feminine energies. I love these cards. It's such a beautiful deck. So I always put the decks I use in the description box below if you guys are interested. Right, so what energies is the feminine in? We've got the Four of Cups. We've got the Four of Wands. We've got the Three of Wands. And for how she's thinking and feeling, we've got the Knight of Swords in reverse. We've got the King of Swords in reverse. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles. How she needs to move forward. Queen of Swords in reverse. Wow, we've got the whole Swords family out here. Six of Wands. And the Two of Crystals in reverse. There's a lot of truth and authenticity. Truth, authenticity and intuition is what's coming through for the Scorpio feminine. Let's see what's going down for the masculine. Oh, that's turned over, so we'll keep it. That's the Knight of Cups, Pisces energy. The Ace of Cups. And the Emperor in reverse, so distorted masculine energy. How's he thinking and feeling about the connection? We've got the Sun. We've got the Seven of Swords in reverse. We've got the Page of Wands in reverse. How does he need to move forward? We've got the Tower in reverse. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And the Six of Cups in reverse. Very interesting energies. Okay, let's see what we've got for the connecting energies. I'm going to use the Way of the Panda Tarot. And just a reminder for you guys, I have got a free guided meditation happening over tonight on Facebook. I'll post the link to Zoom over there. Be for about 30 or 40 minutes. We're focusing on self-love and surrender. So if you've been feeling a bit wobbly, a bit wonky-donkey and you need a boost, come and join us. The link to my Facebook group is in the description box below. There's loads of happy souls over there ready to support you, and I'm excited to do a guided meditation tonight. Okay, connecting energies. Four of Cups, that's interesting. We've got that for the Divine Feminine as well. Page of Wands in reverse. This is also over here. And the Lovers in reverse. Okay, Scorpio. So this is quite different to the Pisces Cancer reading. But if you've got a lot of water in your chart, there may be messages for you in all of these. Okay. So I feel like the Divine Feminine has stepped back into receptive energy. This card is called Dating. But what I'm really noticing is her boundary. Her elevation, that she's higher and that she's receptive, she's waiting. She's got a hand on her heart, but she's got one hand on her boundary. And she's got these blue curtains around her, which represents truth. The masculine's down here making an offer. These beautiful pink roses. But, you know, she looks moved by it, but she's got her boundary, and she's at a higher vibration is what I'm feeling. For the masculine, we've also got boundaries, which is really interesting. And despite this card being called boundaries, you know, the boundaries is all of this energy. There's a tiger here, which represents strength and courage. And there's a shield, a heart-shaped shield, which has got a lot of blue and red in it. So that's truth and kind of grounding and anxiety. But it's murky. There's a little grey and white in there. It's murky energy. So there's a defensive shield, even though you've got this spiritual understanding and wisdom with this owl. But I feel like the spiritual aspects that are creating anxiety, there's a lot of yellow triggers here as well. So this person's definitely stepped back and has their shield up and is in a kind of back off defensive energy, whereas the feminine's in this very receptive energy. The connecting energy is lovely. It shows us that there's truth and authenticity in the love that exists, but this figure has its back to, you know, the viewer. It's very independent. They're facing the truth, they're facing love, but they're doing it from a very private space, you know, with a back to the viewer. So I feel like both are probably not expressing their love. The feminine's willing to receive, but the masculine is definitely not coming forward at the moment. He's got his shields up, and there's an acknowledgement of this truth, this spiritual love, but neither are facing one another with it at the moment. The Divine Feminine, we've got 4 of Cups and 4 of Wands, and you know, this is very balanced, harmonious energy, but it's also very self-absorbed and self-contained. And you know, in the 4 of Cups, there are 4 cups here, but one of them is spilt, and that's the one she's focused on. You know, with the 3 cups that are standing, 3 being the number of creation, she could focus on creating something new, but she's looking only at the spilt cup. So even though 4s are about stability, balance and harmony and masculine energy, I do feel like she's very focused at the moment on what's going wrong, and so she's not seeing the opportunity for union which presents. This is an 11-11 card. You can see why there's 4 battens which look like 2 11s. It's known as the card of unity, celebration, twin union if you're dealing with a twin flame. And you know, these wands appear over the moon, which is this knowing and intuition. So I feel like even though she's not very balanced at the moment, she's pretty faithful to her journey. She's waiting for her ships to come in. This is what the 3 of Wands is about. It's about fulfillment. It's about having made a decision and, you know, being receptive and waiting. But she's waiting patiently. She's facing her intuition. She's facing that higher wisdom and knowledge. But she's also got her back to us. These are very similar images. So I'm thinking that, you know, she might think she's being receptive and open to an offer, but actually this, you know, she's not aware that her focus is in the wrong place. She knows what she wants, which is this union. She's waiting for it, but actually I feel like she's missing something, that she's not as open and receptive as she feels. She has got this boundary up, and it could be an energetic boundary because she is more highly ascended. Her vibration is higher. So she can't accept an offer from down here. It's kind of like you've got to rise up to meet me. And so this may be blocking her from, you know, an opportunity for things to be fulfilled, because she's waiting for the perfect conditions, which is of course conditional love. So this is very common when the feminine reaches surrender energy. She's like, you've got to rise up to meet me. But he could kind of meet you halfway so that you can help each other move forward along that journey. I feel like this is perhaps an opportunity she's missing. And to be frank, I mean, he's got big firm boundaries up at the moment anyway. But we could argue that this is a feminine illustration here. and that the tiger is very masculine energy. It could be the feminine's boundary that is keeping the masculine at bay for some of you. You know, both of them are facing love but have their backs to one another. So I feel like both of them have their own boundaries, even if this is not intentional. I mean, this would actually suggest that the masculine has made an offer. This is the Knight of Cups, and this is about rushing forward with a loving, emotional, you know, offer. And the Ace of Cups is really about emotion flowing quite freely, of embodying love. But this is distorted masculine energy as well. This is the Emperor in reverse, so it's not coming from a controlled, balanced or harmonious way. So I feel like it could be the masculine making an offer, and it's the feminine's boundaries that are blocking fulfillment or union at the moment, because she's seeing him as not good enough. She's seeing him as not ready. And actually, this is really powerful. The connecting energy is the Four of Cups, and in this Four of Cups, an offer is being made. It's surrounded by all these beautiful butterflies and transformation. But this Panda is focused on the Three Cups, much like she is focused on her Three Wands. And, you know, 3 is the number of creation. So I feel like both parties aren't, you know, certainly the feminine, there may be an offer there, but it's not enough yet. They're focused on creating something better. But this is the connecting energies, you know, that they're both so absorbed in, you know, their own energy that they're not enabling union. There's something missing. There's an opportunity here. There's love here. But both of them have boundaries. Both of them are being blocked somehow by their own perspective, by their own stage of their own journey. The Divine Feminine's not feeling great about this either. I think this might be one of the blocks here, because she's very prickly right now. There's a lot of cold swords energy for the Divine Feminine. So, you know, Scorpio, this is, if you're wanting union right now, you've got to be truthful about, you know, I feel like there is a desire for union. You're ready to receive an offer, but I feel like the offer that's come forward hasn't been enough for you. You've kind of looked at your masculine and said, no, you're not good enough for me at the moment. This is distorted masculine energy. You need to rise up and meet me. And look, this offer is even coming from this side. And she's like, I'm focused on myself. I'm focused on my Empress energy. So it could be the feminine that's created this energy of you're not good enough right now. That it's her that, you know, this could be distorted feminine energy. If she feels she's in her energy, holding space, being receptive, but actually she has her boundary up, because in terms of how she's feeling, you know, this isn't good. We've got the Knight of Swords in reverse, the King of Swords in reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles. And I feel like she's trying really hard to bring things into balance, to be grounded. But this is a kind of ongoing cycle. But her, you know, the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords in reverse are pretty sharp energies. They're cold. They're sort of, you know, stuck in their head, going over things and not reaching very happy conclusions. I'm getting very strongly with the Knight of Swords. This is ignoring the truth. You know, there's an opportunity here to grasp the sword and dive into the truth. And you know, that's blocked. She's not seeing the truth, because her own mind has warped things. And the King of Swords is really brutal energy. I think she's really angry with him. And it could be that he's done something to really piss her off, and she's moved into this very cold, unreceptive energy, but she's not aware that she's in it. She's, you know, she feels grounded and, you know, justified in trying to kind of balance the earthly reality of this connection, which perhaps from a literal 3D perspective isn't enough for her, you know. So she's feeling like she's investing and he's not. In terms of how he's feeling, I think he's been triggered very hard. I think a lot of truths have been illuminated so that he can start finding his own joy and his own peace to unblock this distorted masculine energy. But there's some kind of lack of truth or dishonesty here. It's perhaps uncertainty. This is such an interesting Seven of Swords, because you've got these mirror aspects of light and dark, and that the shadow aspect is being beckoned into the light, but it's got its fox's head on. Look, it's still trying to be calculated and manipulative. The shadow aspect is, it's not ready to be truthful. And look, you see the foxes in the shadow aspect, they're defensive and aggressive. They've got their mouth open. On this side, it's calm, balanced energy. So I feel like, the masculine is still in this shadow aspect of self. And this is maybe why she's rejecting his offer too, because if he's in distorted masculine energy, he's not being authentic. He may be, trying to be loving, but there's something that he's not shared, some shadow aspect of himself that is blocking him also, that he's not stepped into the light yet. He's perhaps trying to be emotionally manipulative to get what he wants. And with the Page of Wands in reverse, I'm feeling it's also in reverse as the connecting energy, but it's coming from his side. So this is what's blocking the feelings. It's from his side. This is about taking passionate, spiritually driven. This is messages of, and there's a flexibility to the Page of Wands in this card. So I feel like it's his distorted energy. He's not being truly authentic and truly honest. I feel like his offer may have been, fairly emotional, and it's sort of a beginning, a kind of emotional, but it's just not enough. It's, it's the knight when it needs to be the king. And she's saying this isn't enough for me. But I feel like he's triggered quite hard at the moment, and he's trying to bring himself back into balance, trying to close off this cycle of anxiety and pain. And he's not feeling able to be truthful, to step into his authenticity. As I said, with this Page of Wands as the connecting energy in reverse, neither party is taking action at this stage to communicate. I feel that things are stagnant between them. There's no communication, and it could be that, perhaps the masculine's energy, he's feeling rejected because perhaps his the Knight of Cups can sometimes be about apologies or, offers being made. And if this was rejected, he could still be smarting from that. But I don't think it came from a place of integrity or authenticity. So, she's rejected this. She's recognised that it's come from a lower vibration. It's not enough. But her own inner conflict, her own bitterness and resentment towards him in this situation is also, blocking communication. So a lot of blocked energies for both of you in terms of feelings. Now, what you need to do to move forward, we've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. As I said, you've got the whole Swords family up here, and I think you need to turn this upright, to come forward with the truth and communicate. And yes, you might need to have a harsh words. You might need to be really blunt, direct and honest, and come forward with this hard truth is what I'm hearing here. There's a Black Panther in here, if that means anything to you. There's a hard truth that needs to be spoken, but it has to be from a place of balance. When the Queen of Swords tries to communicate in her blocked and distorted energy, she's going to just be really mean and cold, and she's not going to be able to listen and to come across with authenticity, because her hard truth is being warped also by resentment, bitterness, and all those negatively aspected emotions. So yes, she needs to be honest and direct and to deliver those hard truths, but she needs to do it from a place of balance and integrity, to recognise her own truth and, her own, the energies in herself that are also blocking him from being authentic, because he's afraid, of this reaction. And I guess with Scorpio, with that sting in the tail, that's understandable. She's also being asked to recognise some kind of loving or spiritual victory, that, this Four of Wands energy, you've worked so hard, you're so close, and you just need to bring things back into balance now with this Two of Pentacles, which I feel like you're working towards doing, but you need to look at yourself. You need to analyze your own truths so that can happen. I feel like she's also, in slightly distorted feminine energy at the moment. She's so focused on her feminine independence that she's not seeing that there is an opportunity here to move forward, that as the more highly ascended being, you're going to have to meet him halfway and communicate from a place of truth and integrity, rather than from this kind of bitterness that you're feeling towards him right now, because he's let you down somehow. For the masculine, we've got the Tower in reverse. You really need to allow these shadow aspects to dissolve so that you can communicate from a place of light and integrity, so that you can bring your own feelings back into balance. I feel like he's really avoiding that Tower moment. He's not ready to face himself. He's not ready to invest in his own journey, to bring himself out of the dark. The Seven of Pentacles asks us to have patience and focus on the job in hand, and he's not ready to do that. He's not ready to come out of the dark. He's not ready to face the inner child wounds, and he's really being called. These are all blocks, but if you turn them all upright, this is very positive. It's that Tower moment coming, which is also a number 7. This is a divine plan. This is something that has to happen. It's inevitable. But he's avoiding it. He's avoiding the shadows dissolving, so that he can come out of the dark and move forward, and start bringing the light and dark into balance. He's got to continue on his journey and have patience to begin investing. And to step into his own emotions, to understand that the root of his relationship struggles, his struggles with love, lie in his own inner child wounds, his own warped viewpoint. He's seeing love through the lens of his trauma that he's been through. So he really needs to reverse these energies and recognise that he has to be accountable for his own healing. He has to face himself, his own shadows. He's got to come out of the dark and commit to moving forward. And the Six of Cups is also about that soul connection. So, he really needs to get on that path, is what I'm feeling. It's being illuminated for him, but he's not taking that opportunity. Wow. Okay. Do something for someone for the Divine Feminine. Oh, sorry. The connecting energy here is the Lovers. This is a powerful message for you guys. It's blocked, and it's the number 6. And this is saying, come on, guys, you need to get under each other's umbrella and support one another through this difficult stage. I know you, Divine Feminine, is thinking he needs to rise up to meet me, but you need to meet him halfway to help him ascend, to work as supporting one another, to get under the same umbrella so that you can come into union. I'm feeling like union is possible here, and it's going to be challenging, because you could argue that neither party is fully healed and ready for it, but I think there's a desire for a coming together, and the energies are kind of moving you in that direction, but both parties are kind of keeping themselves stuck. So I feel like you need to come together and resolve this and work together to heal, to support one another. For the Divine Feminine, we've got do something for someone. For the masculine, it's be in the present and dream of the future. So that's letting go of the past, of coming out of the darkness and focusing on what you can have now, and preparing and dreaming for the future. I'm going to get both of these because they're falling out. Got slow down, pause and allow things to unfold. And actions speak loudly, express your love through actions. So, I think this is especially true for the masculine, because this is a number 4. And I feel like the offer he's come forward with, which would have been emotional, needs to be backed up with actions. That, this is why she's received it as distorted energy. I think it doesn't matter what your words are saying if your actions aren't matching. For the feminine, this is slow down, pause and allow things to unfold. Just take it easy. And look, we see this feminine energy here. This is Pisces energy here. And at the bottom, you do see this union couple, but you've just got to relax and allow the water to flow there. And it's a maze which is being presented here. You know, you might not know the way yet, but you've got to trust that you're moving in the right direction. Really powerful reading. We've got trust, movement, and you need to surrender. Surrender to effortlessness and surrender to inner peace. So, you know, Divine Feminine, I feel like trust issues are a problem for you, and this is, you've got to connect this to this spiritually. You know, and in this, her head is upside down. She's connecting her heart with her spiritual. You know, she's trusting in the divine, in her connection to spirit, and looking at things from a new, surrendering to a higher, a new perspective. Surrender to effortlessness asks her to stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. And this is really what we see happening. You know, this is blue. It's kind of a very watery illustration, but it's also a maze, but it's flowing. And it's asking her to pause and allow things to flow towards union. So just trust that, you know, you can be receptive, but you need to stay receptive. Holding that receptive space means without boundaries, and to bring your own, you know, your cold energy back into balance, because this is creating a blockage right now. If you let that go, you know, it will be effortlessness. It will just flow naturally. For the masculine, we've got movement. You know, you really need to allow yourself to take this journey. And I'm going to show you these two cards, you know, which were blocked for you. I'm just going to bring them closer. You can see here that he's stepping out of the dark into the present. He's leaving the past behind. And here it's about moving forward into the light, and also stepping out of this sneaky, you know, manipulative shadow self and stepping into the light aspect. So, you know, movement is definitely required here for the masculine. He has to start moving forward and taking action to move forward. You know, we've also got for him, be in the present and dream of the future. You know, get out of your past. Yes, you've got to do some soul seeking. Or the fact that that actually was reversed might be for some of you is to stop focusing on the past. You know, get in the present, stop focusing on the past. But it definitely says here, be in the present and dream of the future, and take movement and cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. You need to make time for this. In quiet meditative moments, focus on stillness within and enjoy your inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and everything will flow more easily. So, you know, this flow is available to both of you if only you step into your own balanced energies, is what I'm hearing. So let's see. Let's get one more card, guidance card for you, Scorpio. Oh, okay, that's turned out. A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So I'm feeling like there's probably no communication between you from the way things are going, even though there's big love there. You're both turning your back on one another. You have your boundaries up. But look at that. That's so reassuring. I'm thinking of you this very moment, and your love fills me with light. I love you. So that's a really powerful message to come through for you. Okay, Scorpio, thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope this reading was helpful. Please do like, share and subscribe. Comment down below and let me know what you think. It's so lovely to get your comments. I love hearing that these readings have helped. So please do let me know. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.